Hello guys, how are you doing? I hope you all are doing fine because I'm super excited about this tutorial. I'm gonna teach you how to make a login app, an app with a login page and a sign up page using Firebase and React Native. So I've already made up an application, like the design and everything, all the pages. This is the login page and this is the sign up page. So we just add the logic of the application, like we're gonna connect it to Firebase and then add all the stuff so that we can realize the login process and sign up process. And I'm also using Expo, React Native using Expo. You if Even if you're using the React Native CLI, it's fine, but the linking process may be a little bit different. But yeah, you're gonna get it once you've done the linking process. The rest is just the same. So okay, our app is ready. So when a user is logged in, this is gonna be changed to true, and then we're gonna show the home page. Let's just change it for now, and this will be our home page. But for now we're not logged in, so this is gonna be false, and we're gonna see the login page and the sign up page. So let's get started. So in order to link Firebase to Expo, we're gonna look for Expo Firebase, and we're gonna read the documentation because that's always the first thing to do when you don't know how to do something. There's always a documentation you can find on the internet, or you can find something on Stack Overflow. Yeah, but I'm gonna use the documentation because it's already there for us to use. So we can see that I think we need to install first Firebase. This is Firebase Analytics. Where is it? Okay, yeah, Expo install Firebase. So we're gonna first install Firebase. I'm gonna use the terminal in here, and then I'm gonna do Expo install Firebase. While it's installing Firebase, I'm just gonna check. So this is how we initialize Firebase, and we need to use the configuration key that we'll download from Firebase. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so it's installing right now. But in the meantime, I'm gonna create a new project on Firebase. So okay, this is another project I was working on, but we're gonna create a new one. I think it's somewhere here. Oh, sorry, my Firebase is in French. But you're gonna see create a new project. For me, it's ajouter un projet. So I'm gonna click on add a new project. I'm gonna choose my Google Cloud account. Continue. Continue. I'm gonna deactivate this for now because I don't need it. And yeah, it's creating my project. Just give it a moment, and while it's still installing here, take some time. Yeah, my project is ready. Yeah, I can continue. What is the name of the project? Yeah, so my project is called My First Project. Yeah, so still installing. Let's wait for it. Yeah, it's done. Cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the documentation, and we're gonna copy this code right here. Gonna copy it and paste it in our uh, main file, like, which is app.js. That's where everything is gonna, yeah, you get what I mean. So we're gonna paste it in here, and then we're also gonna copy this. Yeah, but I think we'll have to change it later, but no problem. Let's just copy this and paste it here. So we need to change these keys, and where we can find them is on Firebase. So this is the first page when we create a new project. We're gonna click on web, and then it will ask us, do we want to configure Firebase hosting? If you need it, you can go ahead, but I don't need it, so I'm just gonna call it login app, and then save. Wait for it. Okay, npm install Firebase, we've done that already, and the configuration key is here, so I'm just gonna copy this. That's all I need. Copy, and then I'm gonna paste it right here, so I'm gonna replace this. Yeah. Okay, I'm showing you these keys because I'm gonna delete this project later on, but you just have to keep these keys private. You should not show it to anybody. You should not push it to GitHub, because especially if your project on GitHub is public, because if someone has access to this, he can also have access to your project on Firebase. So be careful. Yeah, so we're initializing our app. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's see, what does the documentation say again? Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so that's it. But we're also gonna use this, so I'm just gonna copy it. Just gonna copy it for now, and I'm gonna put it somewhere here. Okay, so what does this code do? This code is just gonna look for changes to see if a user has logged in or if a user has logged out, and then according to this, I'm gonna change the state of our variable. So I'm gonna put it on top here. You can leave it there, but it's fine, but I just like putting it on top before I use it. So here we're checking on Firebase just to see if um, there is a new user or the user is logged in. So I think we have to say Firebase dot, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah, so before we continue, we just need to change this, because this was the old code for React Native, but we're not using class anymore, we're using functions. So we have to change this, and we have to do Firebase dot initialize app. But before this, we have to check if Firebase has not been initialized yet. So I'm gonna say checking if Firebase has been initialized, because we don't want to initialize it again. So we're going to do if firebase dot apps dot length, and then we're going to say and paste it. Oh, sorry guys, I was just copying code. We're not gonna use this one. This is what I copied from the documentation right here, but we're not only gonna use initialize app. So instead of that, we're just gonna say Firebase, and then if you want to access initialize app, we're gonna say Firebase dot initialize app, and here we have to negate it. If there is not something, if the app doesn't have a length, that means the app hasn't been initialized yet. So we're gonna initialize it. But if it has been initialized, we're gonna say Firebase dot app. That means it has been initialized already. So yeah. Yeah, so that's it for the sorry guys, English is not my first language. So initialization, I think you get it. And okay, because we also gonna use authentication, because that's what we wanna do with Firebase. We want to log in and log out and create account. We also need to import Firebase /auth. because that's what I'm gonna use. So I'm just gonna copy and then paste it here. I'm gonna use this, but you don't need to put this. So you can just say import, and then you write what you want to import. So for me, I want to import Firebase Auth, and then to check if the users there is a new user who is getting authenticated, or a user who is logging out, we need to do Firebase dot auth, which means authentication, and then we can check if the authentication has changed. And if the user is different from now, that means someone has logged in. And if someone has logged in, we need to change this to true. So we're gonna say set is logged in. Instead of console logging, we're gonna say set is logged in to true. But if user is null, that means someone just logged out. So we're gonna say false, we're not authenticated. Yeah, so that's it here. And now, okay, so just a recap of what we did. We imported Firebase. After installing it, we also imported Firebase Auth, and right here we initialized our app. First, we checked if the app has been initialized already. If it has been initialized, that means there is an app already, and the length will be greater than 0. And if it has been initialized, we just use that app. But if it hasn't been initialized yet, we're going to initialize it using our Firebase config that we got from Firebase. And yeah, here we're checking if someone logs in or if someone logs out. If someone logs in, the state will change, and then the user will be different from now, and we're gonna set is logged into true. And if someone has logged out, the user will be no, and we're gonna set is logged into false. Yeah, so that's it for our main function, which is app.js. Now we need to handle the login process and the sign up process. Yeah, so once we are in our login screen, we also need to import Firebase and Firebase Auth, because we're gonna use both. And also we also need, let me just close this and this just to have space. Okay, we also need to handle when the user types in something. So we have to use state here. So we're gonna say use state. We need to import it. I guess you know how to do all these things. And we need to create our state variable. I'm just gonna call it values, and then set values, and we're gonna use state, and this will be a JavaScript object. It will be email, and which will be an empty string for now, and password, which will also be an empty string for now. Yeah, so I'm gonna create a function that I will call handle change, and this function is gonna receive the text and the name of the event. So you can just say event name, and then okay, so what it's gonna do is it's gonna set the values inside our state variable. So this is gonna be return previous value, and then we can change them. Previous values, and then okay, so yeah, and then we're gonna change so the event name, then we're gonna set the text. So what does this code do? This code is gonna update our state variable here. The event name will be something like email or password. So this function right here, set values, is a function. This function can give you access to the previous values that were here. So previous value is equal to this JavaScript objects with email equal to an empty string for now and password equal to an empty string. And what we do is that we're gonna return another JavaScript object which is gonna take everything that was here before. So for now it's empty and empty, so it's gonna put them here, and then we're just gonna change what we want. Let's say the event name for now is email. We're gonna replace this by email and then put the text that we want to put inside email. So it's first gonna return these two here empty as they are, and then afterwards we're gonna change email to this. I hope you get it. If you don't get it, please leave a comment in the comment section and I will try to explain it more clearly. Yeah, so this is our handle function and we need to add it here. So I'm gonna add it here and here. So I'm gonna say on text, I think that's what it's called, on text change. On text change, is that correct? Not sure, but let me just check. Yeah, but when we're not sure, we can see the documentation. This is React Native documentation, so we can look for text inputs because that's what we're using. Okay, text input on change text. So let's see on change text. Where is it? On change text. Callback that is called when the text input text changes. Change text is passed as a single string argument. Yeah, so we're gonna use on change text, not on text change. Sorry, yo, what did I say? So on change texts, and this is gonna return the text, and then we're just gonna call our function, which is handle change, and handle change receive text and the name of the event. So this will be different. Here it's gonna be email, and then here it's gonna be password, but we also need to hide the password. I know there is something that hide the password, but I never memorize it, so I still have to come. Yeah, secure text entry. I'm just gonna use it for passwords so that it can hide our password, and it's gonna be true. And I also need to do the same for sign up because I didn't put it, yeah, in here. Cool. So let's go back to our login screen. Okay, so now that we have a way to capture the text that the user is typing in, we can now use Firebase to log in. So let's use the Firebase documentation. React Native Firebase, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, React Native Firebase.io. And we need to go to authentication. Yeah, so let's just go to authentication. That's what we're looking for. We have this and this already because you used Expo to install that. Okay, so sometimes I just don't like using this documentation because I just don't understand how it is. So I'm just gonna say Firebase, or yeah, let's say authentication. No, I'm not gonna say React Native because it's basically the same. So I'm just gonna say Firebase authentication. Yeah, and I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, I like this documentation. My network is a bit slow today. I don't know what is happening, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do. yeah, so authentication, no, okay, I don't even know what I'm looking for. Let's see, learn how to get started. Sorry guys, I just don't memorize all the code in my head. Sometimes I just need it. Yeah, so guys, I figured it's just easy to say Firebase login with email and password, so that's it's straightforward and we can find what we're looking for easily. So yeah, um, so here is the code how to log in using email and password. So I'm just gonna copy this, but we have to change it a little bit. That's fine. I'm gonna change it. Don't worry. Yeah, and then I'm gonna let's create our function which says login, and then we're gonna paste it in here. But we need to add something. We need to say firebase dot auth and then dot create user. Oh no, this is sign up. This is not login. Create user is sign up. So we need to see for login. Yeah, it's sign in. Yeah, so it's just need to change it. As you can see, we only need to pass in the email and the password, not the auth. So I'm gonna delete this. So we have firebase.auth.sign in with email and password, and then say email and password, but email. So this will be, I'm just gonna get it from values here. So I'm gonna say counts and then say values. Oh, sorry, not values. I'm gonna say email and I'm gonna say password is equal to values. Yeah. So email and then we need to say password. So and then cool. We don't even need all this. We don't need to do anything. Oh no, maybe we do. We can say navigation. I think I'm already, yeah, I have navigation there. So you can say navigation dot replace with home, because now we log in, we can just go to the home page. Yeah, but if doesn't work, I don't need the error codes. I can just show this message. Oh, sorry, what did I? So I'm gonna say alert, and then I'm gonna print out the message. Yeah, so this is how we log in using Firebase. I'm gonna recap a little bit before we continue. We imported Firebase, but before even we started handling login and stuff, we needed to capture the data when the user type in their email or password. So we created our function which is called handle change, and this handle change just receive a text and the event name, and then it updates the states using the set value function, so which returns a previous value, so these previous values, and then we return those previous values, and then we just update what we need to update using the event name and the texts that we received from end of change. And then we said text box, which is a custom component I created using text input, and then we say on text change you're gonna take the text and then pass it to handle change with the event name. Yeah, so that's it. And then created our login function which says firebase.auth, so we call in firebase.authentication, and then we want to sign in with email and password. So email, we pass in the email and the password, and then if we are successfully logged in, we're gonna go to the home page. So I don't need to use a credential because I'm not gonna use it today. So I'm just gonna delete it. But if the login didn't work, so I'm gonna print out the message. Yeah, we can try this out and see if it works. Yeah, so our app is here. I'm just gonna refresh it. Let's make sure that everything is fine, nothing is broken. App is loading. As you can see in the background there, 45%. Let's wait for it. Yeah, so the app has finished loading, but we have an error which says can't find variable auth. And yeah, it in app.js, so this auth thing, we don't need it because we're already saying firebase.auth, so we don't need to pass in authentication variable. So we're just gonna delete it and then save, and gonna refresh here and see if it works. Yeah, so it works. Let's try logging in. I'm just gonna say tests at test.com and then password 1234567 8 and then login. Did I? No, I haven't passed in the function yet. Did I? Oh, sorry, I forgot. So I need to say btn that on click. Normally it should be on press, but because this is a custom component, I can name it whatever I want. So I decided to say on click, but when you see my button components, I'm saying on press is equal to props.onClick. So you can name it on press or on click, just up to you. But the word for React Native is on press, so I'm using on press here, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so I'm gonna say on click and then I'm gonna call the login function. Yeah, and then save. Yeah, I think now I can try. Let's see. Must be a valid string. Okay, what happened? Okay guys, so I'm just gonna comment out this for now. No, I don't even need to comment it out. I'm just gonna check. I'm gonna console.log email and password. Now just values to see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so it works. We can see that test there and password is there. So what is wrong? Must be a valid string. What is wrong with it? It is string. Okay, so I know this works. I'm just gonna delete it. Oh, I said set values. It should be values. That's why it's not working. Set values is a function. So yeah, I think now it's gonna work. Let's try. Yeah, so error blah blah. I need to say dot message. Yeah, it's already dot message. So why is it a strange message? We cannot even read. Oh, okay. So the app wasn't configured successfully. Why? Why is it? Why is that? Oh, because when we need to use authentication, we also need to activate it on Firebase. So we have to go back to Firebase and then click on authentication right here. Click authentication. Uh, authentic. Oh, so that's French. Sorry, authentication, and then you click on. I think it will be start or begin, something like that, because this is French. Sorry, my Google is in French and everything is in French. Okay, so we need to activate this one, email address and something. You click on it and then activate it, and then you save. So now that it's activated, I think we can now, yeah, see now it says there is no user record corresponding to this identifier. The user may have been deleted because you haven't signed up yet. So we need to sign up. And okay, so that's it with the login screen. We've done everything. Where is the login screen? We've done everything. That's all we need for Firebase. That's all we need to log in. And this was just part of React Native. It doesn't have anything to do with Firebase. Just needs to capture data, and yeah. And then we're gonna work on the sign up screen. So basically I'm just gonna copy the same thing here because that's what I'm also gonna be using there. Just gonna copy and paste. I'm gonna rename stuff. Be careful when you copy and paste code. So I also need to import use state, and I also need to import Firebase and Firebase Auth. So I'm just gonna copy and paste. Be careful when you're copying code. I repeat. And here we're gonna have password, and we're also gonna have password 2, which is also gonna be an empty string for now. Yep. And this is gonna be sign up. That's what I'll sign up. So we're also gonna use password 2, and here instead of sign in with email and password, now we're gonna use create, the one we used before. You see, create user with email and password. Yeah, so we're just gonna replace this with create, and then we're gonna pass in. When you hover it, you will see it receive an email and the password. So we're gonna pass in the email and the password, but before this we must check if the password are the same. So I'm gonna do if password is equal to password 2, then we're gonna do this. Else we're gonna say console, no, not console, gonna alert, say passwords are different. Is that correct? I hope I'm not writing French, sorry. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We just need to say handle blah blah blah. So I'm gonna add it here on change text. Oh god. Yes, so on change text is equal to text, and then we pass in our function handle change, and then you pass in the text. Sorry guys. And then the event name, which is email, and for this one it's passwords, and for this one it's password 2. Yeah, so I think that's it. I don't think you need a recap because you already understand what this does, and you also understand this. So this is basically the same as before, but we just change this. Instead of sign in with email and passwords, we say create user with email and password, and then we pass in the email and the password. But before that, we check to see if the password and the email are the same. Oh, sorry, the first password and the second password are the same because we need to confirm our password. So let's try it. Sign up. I'm gonna say tests at tests.com, and then passwords. I'm gonna say one. Oh, what is opening up? I think this is a bug. Let me just go back to, yeah, so tests at tests.com, and then I'm gonna say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And we just forgot something. Forgot to pass in the function right here. I'm gonna call up sign up function. Yeah, so I'm gonna save, and then I'm gonna try. Yeah, we are logged in. And if we go on Firebase, we can see, let me just click on add, click on, no, you can click on users here, and we can see there is a new user, test@test.com, that the user just created. And now if I refresh the app, because we already authenticated, yeah, it shows well done, which is our homepage, because there is a user which is authenticated already. So I don't even need this, and I also don't need it here. And this is because here in app.js we're checking for the changes. If there is a new user or if a user logs out, it's gonna look for, look for the changes and then updates accordingly. So I think that's it. We just need to add the logout button. So I'm just gonna add a button here. I'm gonna import my button, which is also a custom component I created. Button from component and button. Yeah. So I'm gonna add a button here, and the title will be log out. And what it will do is on click, I'm gonna say I need to import Firebase, so I'm just gonna copy these two. Oh, it's home, and then I'm gonna paste it here, and then I'm gonna say Firebase dot, I think it's called, nope, I need to say Auth dot logout. Oh, am I forgetting something? Okay, maybe I forgot. Let's just check. Oh, it's sign out, not log out. So it's sign out. Yeah, so we need to say auth dot sign out. Yeah, so this is gonna allow us to log out. Yes, so now right now I'm logged in. I'm gonna click on log out, and then I have to log in again. So now if I refresh the app, it will show me the login page. Yeah, so just as expected, we have our login page, and now we can log in .com, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then log in, and boom, we logged in. So as you can see, our login app is successful. Everything works fine. We can log out, we can sign up, we can log in. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you liked it, please click the like button and share with your friends. And if you have any question or any suggestion or something you want me to do for you, please leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.